Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm excited to talk to you about a really powerful strategy, especially when it comes to finance and business. And I'm going to leverage a story from an article that I read about Starbucks, but I'm going to tie that into really if you want to make passive income through real estate. And I think a lot of times people get excited about creating passive income through real estate, but they don't really do it the right way. There's really a right way to do it if you truly want passive income. And we're going to talk about that. But I'm going to first leverage a story that I read about Starbucks because it's absolutely amazing. It's so powerful how you can literally just passively create revenue. I mean, we're talking in this case over $1 billion, and you don't have to necessarily work hard for it. You just create an opportunity, and there's a certain sort of behavioral experience, and you tie all these things together, and you can just create some awesome revenue. And especially if you're just trying to create passive income through real estate, an awesome opportunity for you to be the bank as well, because this story talks about how Starbucks is like the bank in this scenario. But if you think about banks, why are banks? They don't really go out and buy real estate. Now, of course, as the little guy, right? We want to invest in real estate because it's one of the fastest ways that you can build wealth through buying properties and creating equity. And I don't have hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't have hundreds of millions of dollars or even $100 million to just lend out like crazy to make a lot of money like a bank would. So for me, it makes a lot more sense to get to $100 million worth of wealth and income and all these different things through actually buying real estate in a lot of other ways. But anyway, I want to touch on this article that I read about Starbucks and again, tie that into you making passive income the right way in real estate. And so let me go ahead and read this article. It's super crazy. It's really awesome. So Starbucks isn't just a coffee company. It's a bank. In 2022, it held over $1.6 billion in customer deposits, more than some traditional banks. This is how you've been funding a coffee empire without ever realizing it. Every time you load money onto the Starbucks app or gift card, you're giving Starbucks an interest-free loan. But unlike a bank, you get no interest, no insurance, no rewards for holding your money. Starbucks gets free money. That $10 you loaded onto your Starbucks card, it does not move. It just sits there waiting. Meanwhile, Starbucks is using your money behind the scenes to grow faster, cheaper, and smarter. In 2022, customers had $1.6 billion sitting in Starbucks accounts. That's more than money small banks have. Except Starbucks didn't need a banking license to get it. Most of this money comes from small, unspent balances. You load $25, you spend $22.43, and you forget the rest. Multiply that by millions of customers. These leftover cents, they accumulate into a substantial interest-free loan for Starbucks. Starbucks calls it stored value revenue. It's technically a liability on their books, but in practice, it's cash they control instantly and for free. The genius in how it's designed is you earn $2 stars per dollar when you pay using a preloaded funds or a preloaded card. Only 1 star if you pay with a card. And those stars add up. Like 100 stars gets you a free coffee. So they reward you for loading money, but they never really rush you to spend it. It's like giving Starbucks an interest-free loan, but instead of you earning the interest, they do. And they reinvest that money into operations, expansion, and growth. No credit checks, no paperwork, no regulations, just billions in free floating capital from loyal customers. Even banks don't have it that easy. Banks are regulated. They pay interest. They work hard to earn your trust. Starbucks, they built a smooth app, added a reward system, and people lined up to preload cash just to earn a free drink. It's not just a financial play, it's psychological. When you preload money, it stops feeling like you're really spending. You're not handing over $6, you're just using a balance that already feels gone. That small shift makes it way easier to spend more. And that smooth, effortless experience, it keeps you loyal, makes you visit more often, and locks you into the Starbucks habit without you even noticing. The Starbucks app isn't a payment tool. It's behavioral engineering. It trains you to spend more often, and feel good while doing it. Most brands dream of a system like this. Few ever pull it off. Starbucks made it feel effortless and turned it into a daily habit for millions. Starbucks isn't just selling coffee. It's running a financial engine behind the scenes, and most people have no idea. So, guys, absolutely powerful. Obviously, just read through the whole thing, but if you get the gist of it, I mean, essentially, it's just free money. You're preloading money into this card. And they gave an example. $25 you preload. You spend $22 and some cents. You're not going to be like, oh, let me spend another $2 or $3 because I have that left. You probably just forget about that card. So think $3, $4. Doesn't seem really that much, but multiply that by 50 million or 100 million or 500 million people, right? That's a lot of just money sitting in an account that they can leverage. And so why is that so important? Because, guys, banks do the same thing. When you work hard and you save money and you put that money into the bank, they give you less than 1% a year. And, you might say, well, I have a high interest yield account at 4% or 5%. But guys, when it comes to inflation, if you keep money in the bank and you just wait a year, it's still going to be worth less, even if you're getting 3 or 4% on it. And so they understand the game. Let's encourage everyone to put money into our accounts. So you have all this money sitting in banks. They give you less than 1%. But what happens when you want to go buy a house, when you want to go buy a car, when you want to go get credit, or a credit card? They lend the same money that you already put in the bank back out to you at a higher interest rate. So that's why a mortgage today, 8%, 7%, whatever it may be, right? That's why buying a car, people are paying 16 to 20% on that car payment. Credit cards, 15, 16, 24%, on credit card balances. I mean, there's all this money they're arbitraging, and it's just passive because it's not like they're like working hard or like at a 9 to 5, just doing something laborious or labor intensive to be able to make that, right? It's literally just the way the system works. You just put your money in the bank and then you need the money. They lend it out at a higher interest, right? That's just straight passive. And so I wanted to share that because, first of all, this is just such a unique, powerful story about Starbucks. I mean, imagine that, generating over $1 billion, not even selling coffee. First of all, they make tons of money selling coffee and other products, but over $1 billion, almost $2 billion, just because of this strategy of, again, becoming your own bank. So the question is, how do you become your own bank? And so that's what this video, I want to tie this into, is I have a lot of folks that lend money to me because their money's sitting in the bank. It's dead cash. But me giving all my private money lenders 15% interest is a great way for them to grow their money passively. They are not running around finding deals. They're not slinging a hammer, doing contracting work. They're not managing projects. They're not doing any of that. They have found someone that they can trust and knows has a track record and experience. They can lend that money, and then that money is secured by the asset, the real estate, really good real estate deals, and it allows them to grow their money passively. So I just want to share this because a lot of times people want to get into real estate and they think buying rental properties, Airbnbs, long-term rentals, all these different things is passive income. It is not passive. If you get into it, I own rentals, a number of rentals, long-term, short-term, mid-term. Trust me, it is not passive. Now, some are way more passive than others. Like I would say my mid-term rentals are very passive, right? My long-term rentals are pretty passive too. If you buy the right rentals, then, you don't really have a lot of calls and a lot of things going on, but it's just not purely passive. But if you send money out and it's just earning a higher interest than inflation or the depreciation of the value of that dollar, that is just creating cash. You're not doing anything. You could be anywhere around the world. You could be doing anything. You could just watch Netflix all day, and you're still going to be earning that interest. This is the same thing with Starbucks. Whether they do anything or not, that money's just sitting there, and they can just leverage that and grow their business. Same thing with a bank. They're not doing anything other than just lend the money out at a higher interest. And so if you have capital, I'm kind of speaking of folks that have money. So if you have $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, maybe even $15,000 or $20,000, maybe even $5,000, you have to start figuring out how can you allow that money to work for you. We have learned and have been taught so much to work hard and then put it in the bank, and then the banks leverage that money. But that's why people say, or you hear that wealthy people don't save money. Now you might be like, yeah, but come on, a rainy day, etc. But that's the thing. Wealthy people don't just save money, they invest their money. They don't save, they invest it. Now, even if there's a rainy day, there's some kind of emergency, they have so many investments, they can break the bank and still pay for that emergency. And guess what? They still have the investments, right? Just like if I needed to access capital in one of my rental properties and I needed $80,000, I have a rental property right now, I know that I could pull out $80,000 if I really needed to, and I can still keep that rental property, that asset, and the tenant is still going to keep paying it down, and I'm still going to continue having that property increase in value. So I'm still going to be gaining benefits and value from this deal or from this property while I leverage now cash to go take care of whatever emergency there might be. And so this is why you want to start thinking differently about how your money is working. Is it just sitting in the bank, or can you become the bank? So I would encourage you to start diving into that. Now, I teach a lot about private money. I work with a lot of folks that want to start learning how they can grow their money passively. They partner with me. But I just wanted to share this because this is real stuff. I mean, we're going from how banks are making money, how you can become a private money lender and be your own bank, how Starbucks is doing it. Like, this is real and it's happening all day, every day. So anyway, as I always say in every video, check out the link or check out the description below. There's a link that is a resource guide that I've created to help you in your real estate journey. If you're curious at all, drop a question in the comments below. I always am excited to answer questions, but you can reach out to me directly. Do not be hesitant to reach out to me directly. I respond, trust me. And I'm excited to help you. I want to help you. So reach out, click on that link to that resource guide. I have a book that I wrote that can help you. I have a local meetup here in the upstate of South Carolina. I have a Zoom call every Tuesday that for anyone around the entire country or even world can hop on. You know, I have a mentorship program that helps you one-on-one. I mean, there's so many things that I have to help you in your real estate business or journey. But anyway, hopefully this was some valuable information and just kind of insightful and interesting, especially with Starbucks. And I will see you guys on the next video.